Greetings and welcome. Thank you for stopping by here on YouTube Live at The Real Bloom from Within Love. I go by Bloomy. Welcome, 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 welcome. Hope y'all are doing well wherever you are on the globe. This wonderful, glorious, what is this, April 10th, 2022. Sunday, April 10th, 2022, wherever you are on the globe when this is originally airing. And of course, whenever you end up watching it. Okay, so anything you guys need to know about me, it should be listed in the description box. And if you are interested in knowing a little bit more about me, I invite you to take a look see at all of the various playlists that I've created for you all, the recommendations that I've recommended, and so forth. Okay. And to the returning viewers and subscribers of High Vibe, Love and Light, Positive Energy, I just want to say thank you for all of your positive vibes, whether it was a like, share, comment, or a subscribe, whether it is you've donated, whether it is you have ordered any of the services and or products that we provide. I just want to say I appreciate every single one of you who come in sincerity, purity, and divinity of heart. To the newbies, YouTube, oddly enough, I say this almost every day now, it's growing. And it's just the way it is. As they exit, so do they come. And if you build it, they will come. So, the newbies, welcome. Those of you who are being divinely guided, I just want to welcome you and tell you thank you and hope that you find something of value that you can use that can help you on your journey and path here at Bloom from Within Love. Now, we are on day two of 3 days of positive vibes with Bloomy. 3 days of positive vibes. And again, I will reiterate briefly this is all about shifting one's attention, thoughts, energy, and focus. It's dedicated to the warriors. It's dedicated to the wounded warriors. It's dedicated to those of you who have recently elevated, accelerated, and expanded your consciousness, but also your life. There's been monumental victories in some of y'all's life, and it gets easy to settle in the warrior position when you feel attacked all the time. And it's okay. That's a good thing in a way that you are trained and you've mastered a level of being able to operate in readiness, right? To deal with the assaults, to deal with the external world, the lower frequencies and those who project things. But when you have graduated to a level of mastery, you start to figure out some other things that you didn't understand when you were on a different level. And that is, you have mastery over what you actually feel. You have mastery over that. And often, as a channeler, a healer, an old soul, you can feel the external world and you can certainly feel the energies of those that are sending distorted energy to you. But when you've come to a level of growth, you learn that it's up to you, that you don't have to go in. You don't have to sit in. You don't have to allow yourself to feel it. And you certainly don't have to feed into it. You don't have to respond to it. Okay. It does take a level of training and practice. And so that is why I'm guided for us to do this, because we're still human beings, divine feminine and divine masculine. If that's what you resonate with, we're still human. So no matter how much you've ascended and healed, it gets to a point where you get tired of dealing with what we call in the tarot community karmic energies. But some things that I've come to realize in my own resonance, now, this is not going to be for everybody. Please learn. It'll serve you well to learn how to be okay with not agreeing on everything with everybody, even within your own frame, because we're still all on different level, phases, and stages, timelines, soul levels, and all of that. We don't know. So understand that it's not to say one is bad and one is good, or one way is better and yada, yada. It's all about going with the flow of your own soul's resonance, right? So, what I've learned for me, maybe this is just the season for me, it may not be the season for everybody, that at some point you've learned and you know what karmics are up to. You've kind of gotten used to, you've trained and have a level of mastery. So you've kind of gotten used to being able to pick up and know when there's some karmic plots and somebody is stealing and somebody is doing black magic and somebody is screwing somebody and somebody is lying and somebody is breaking the law and somebody, because if we're honest, if we're truly honest, at the end of the day, as readers, when we look at from a collective scale, karmic readings, they're all pretty much the same. There's usually, some variance there, of course, but if we look at the foundation, the gist of the energies, it's always the same story. Somebody was a cheater. Somebody betrayed somebody. Somebody slept with somebody's family member. Somebody, was a backbiter. Somebody was a gossiper. Somebody stole some money. Somebody don't like somebody. Somebody is jealous of somebody. Somebody hating. Somebody stalking somebody. Right? And in some more dangerous situations, I've been here, you find out people's plots to do evil and harm. So I can certainly say that these readings are certainly they serve. So I'm not even trying to say that they don't, because I do them. What I'm saying is, for whatever group of collective of you that I typically channel for, as well as my own life, we're being asked by our guides and source to, now that we know, and some of us have removed ourselves from dangerous situations already. Some of us have already started to work with the law and the things, in the 3D to ensure our own personal safety and to ensure things being looked into properly. So once we have done all of that and knowing how to maintenance our energy, our guides are asking us, okay, so when you're getting, triggered, because karmic is as karmic does, narcs, sociopaths, so forth. Okay. If they can't get full victory over your life, they live on a loop, they live on autopilot. Okay. So they're going to always be these energies trying to find creative ways to send distorted energy to you to get a response, to irritate you, because at the end of the day, what? They don't want you to what? They don't want you to be able to enjoy your life. They want you to sit, misery loves company. They want you to sit in agitation because they are in agitation. They want you to sit in frustration because they themselves are in frustration. They want you to feel stuck and harassed because, if the truth be told, they actually feel that way. Otherwise, they wouldn't be conducting in the ways in which they are. Okay? So it's to get you to pull out of your bliss and to pull out of the goodness that we've manifested. So, in my divine guidance, I'm taking it as it comes. So, I'm really doing the best I can to bring love to y'all, to bring positivity, to bring little tips and things of that nature, and also even to bring the readings that pulls from this particular collective in the now, the goodness that your guides are wanting you to remind yourself of when you feel like you slip out of it. The goodness in the now. We don't have to react. And I promise you, we all forget this time to time because we get tired, you get exhausted, battle worn, right? You have a lot on your plate, so forth. So it's human and it's normal. But if we can take and do some little things and set those intentions, we'll find it get easier and easier over time, slowly but surely, to not be so activated by who's stalking you today, who's stealing from you today, who's lying on you today, who's doing some form of black magic on you today, who's word cursing you today, who's evil. It gets to a point where your energy is so strong. You figure out that you rule it. You don't got to go there. Okay. And some of you have some accelerated level of guides and things that are on your team here. So they're constantly, as you stay in alignment, they're fully engaged. Okay. As you work with them in your practices and as you're just simply living your life, they're still fully engaged for you. Okay. So they're aware of when somebody is sitting there in the catacombs and things of that nature, or writing shit or declaring shit, anything of a low frequency, anything that is based in fear and ego, or someone's perceptions, or someone not liking you, or whatever the hell. Right. And they handle it. So hopefully this helps. Now, on day 2, as I did on my TikTok today, I'll do something very similar, but a little different. Okay, I shifted the angles. I'm trying to wait till it get a little bit darker here because I actually got something very unique up for y'all in the background. And I don't know if you can see it here, but it's when it gets dark, you'll be able to see it a little bit more prominent. And I'll zoom out more for you. Okay, so day 2 of day 3. I know, I see, I speak, I love, I do, I feel, I am. It's a cycle through your own chakra systems, at least the very basic chakra systems. In this now, as you allow yourself to be here, crown chakra energy, source above, Archangel Metatron, I know. You can even say something like, I welcome and invite Archangel Metatron, source above. Take some breaths in, intend, or even set your intentions, or even visualize the top of your head. Take some breaths. I know. Going further to the third eye, I see. You can call in Isis. You can call in anything that you resonate with here of High Vibe. As you cycle through, and you can picture light flickering, right? Bringing you to yourself. I speak, picturing the throat chakra, picturing that sky blue, picturing ebb and flow and fluidity there. I love, picturing your heart space, seeing that vibrant green and pink and golden energy. As you breathe, seeing it expand. I do, seeing your masculine energy, your solar plex, your chi, life force energy, filled with gold and white and the light of the sun and fire. I do, breathing it in, calling in Archangel Chamuel or whoever you're resonating with, feeling empowered, you're divinely guided. I feel divine feminine energy, energy of the emotion body, the sacral chakra, imagining that orange energy, water energy, call on Grandmother Moon energy, whatever you feel good at. You can just do this really quickly, okay? But the I feel tapped into my emotion. And it's a good thing. I'm safe. I feel what I choose to feel, and I feel the divinity. I feel the softness. I feel the bliss. I feel the ebb and flow, the ebb and flow, the ebb and flow. See, we're talking about shifting our energy, right? From being pulled to ding dong, pulled to the external world or whatever's being projected. So we're pulling it back because we can choose. I know I'm connected to source. I see truth. I speak my truth. I love and am loved. I am divinely guided. I take divine action. I do as guided. I feel loved. I feel bliss. I feel peace. I feel the oneness of the universe. I am, I am earth. I am here. I am safe. I am protected. I am provided for. I am nurtured. Earth energy, right? So things like that, okay? Those are just a little bit of tips here. But now let me really quickly here, I'll turn this down some more. There we go. All right. So I will get the reading going here. I'm not going to do all of the self-care tips and things of that nature that I did on my TikTok portal, but I am going to show one. Okay. Because actually after I had ended the TikTok and, went on a hiking walk there and came back and all this yada, yada, I had an idea about one of the things that I shared on the TikTok, and I'm going to show you now. So bear with me. Let's see if you can see it. Yep, I have to move it. Can you guys see? So I talked about this Avon Skin So Soft and Sensual body oil on my TikTok live earlier. And I said that if I were to coin a scent for Divine Feminine, this would be it. This is a very old school scent, but they used to have like three different lines of it. So it's the Skin So Soft and Sensual. This is the bath oil, right? So basically, I was guided to share the self-care practices just to infuse gentleness, comfort, sensuality, and love back into yourself when you're feeling like you've been overwhelmed by the externals, environments, or projected energies. But as I came back after I did the hike and all of that stuff I did today, later, yada, yada, yada. When I came home, I was putting things away and I was guided. I kept looking at this. I was guided to get some of my herbs, okay? The natural herbs that I have of lavender as well as rose, and just sprinkle a few of them in here and shake it up, when I get ready to use it. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but yeah, there it is. Because it settles at the bottom, right? Yeah, look at that. But doesn't that look beautiful there? Let me see something. Look at, oh, can you see it? Look at this, right? Ooh. So, if you live in a world, right? You live in a world where maybe you're around a lot of heavy energy, depending on what your work is, your home life is. And if you're super sensitive, of course, my feminine or masculine, picking up people's just hatery energy towards you. Little things like this, okay, amongst more, will just help to bring you back to you, okay? And this, if it's something like this or anything else, okay, this is just one of the things that I was divinely guided to share earlier. That you guys, all I can say about this scent, oh my God, it's very soft. It's soft and sensual. It's very feminine. It's very elegant. It's very graceful. It's very pretty. But it's potent, okay, very elegant, and it's not overpowering, but it's that kind of scent that, oh my God, and it just makes your skin feels like, oh my God, oh my God. So when you're in a shower, if you put it on afterwards and just like rub it on and then get out, it's like, oh, or in the bath water or whatever. I promise y'all, okay. Well, so now let's keep it pushing here. I so don't want to be as long as I was yesterday, but y'all know how Bloomy Bloom rolling up in here. So I wanted to show you guys something. I think it's almost getting dark enough. So I'm gonna shift the camera for a little bit because I have a surprise. I hope you guys are able to pick up the image, but this is from my heart to yours. Okay. I hope that just looking at the image brings light into your heart. Okay. So hold on. Okay. I don't know if you guys could see the image properly, but if you gaze softly, I'm not sure how it's coming up on the screen. It is a heart, you guys. It is a heart that's lit up. All of that red energy there is shaped in a heart, but depending on if you could really see it, if you come back to this later, screenshot it. And it's my intention that just by gazing at it for a minute, that it brings light and hope and, sparkly into your heart. Okay. Even if it's just but for a moment, that's what I hope for you. Okay. Now I'm going to shift the camera back down. So bear with me because I need you guys to be able to see when I do your little, when I do your little mini reading here. So bear with me. There you go. I'm going to cut the light back on here. Ooh, but I wonder if you guys, can y'all still see this? Can you see like the rose petals and the lavender floating around in the oil? Ooh, right? Man, let me move this. I'll be playing with this forever. Let me move this. I swear I'm off this door. Why is my shoes sticking there? Um, Also, let's see here. How about this? Let's see how this looks. Trying to send y'all love and light and all that good old stuff, right? Well, can you guys even see this? Hold on. No, huh? There it is. There you can. Look at all that, man. Telling you. These little simple things, if you're into it, of course, because not everybody is. Okay, so let's get started. What's good in your life today? What's going on good, what you've manifested, what your guides are wanting you to remember. If you're coming in, I do have a poll going if you're interested in doing that, okay? The poll says here, what do you do to shift your energy back to you? What do you do to neutralize your energy? And how do you, the plus sign is meaning, how do you raise your, and I wanted it to be vibe, not vid. How do you raise your vibe? Okay. So for the possible options in this poll, the first response is, I don't know. I'm new to all of this, which is a fair statement. And then you're certainly at the right place here. The second one is, I get alone. I do some type of breath work and then mantras. The third response is, I close my eyes. I put my feet in the grass and then I listen to some music. The last response is, I do a body scan technique, which is a form of breath work. It's where you set intentions to breathe into your body and you bring your attention to those locations of the body to connect, right? So the body scan tech, then pranic breath work, which is a form of breath work that Get you into neutral. And then lastly, it says play. So that I feel like with that one, that could be anything, whether it is you just go outdoors, you tell jokes, you know, whatever it is, in a playful kind of energy to help raise your vibration. So I do invite you guys, even at, well, I don't know if you guys could do it after the live, but if you're coming in at some point, I do invite you, if you feel guided and comfortable, to take a look at the poll and go ahead and share your experience, or feel free to share even any comments that you may have based on what we're doing today. Okay, so with that being said, let's rock. I'm going to cut some light on. I'm trying to determine what light I want to cut on. This may work, huh? Ooh, oh, Bloomy Bloom may be able to work with this. Let me see something. Ooh, we'll play with it. Let's play with the lighting, huh? Do something a little different. Okay. Calling my guides and that of the collective of highest love and light and benevolent energy only to please just surround me, protect me, infuse me, the reading, the portal, the platform, those that are divinely guided with the violet fire, love and light, rainbow ray, buffers and shields, all that good old stuff, quantum and energetic, stout and Morse code. Ooh, I'm still playing with the light. Please and thank you. May I be an open and clear channel? Mind step aside, mind step aside, mind step aside. May I be deeply rooted and grounded through my root chakra, my limbs, my feet, deep into the crystalline core of Gaia. May it be strong, may it be vibrant, may it be sturdy, may there be a constant flow of release with gratitude, receiving, with gratitude, releasing, with gratitude, receiving, with gratitude, instant alchemy upon all density, in the name of assisting this collective light team to shift their mind, their focus, their thoughts, their energy, and their attention in this now, and on the positive things they have manifested, the goodness they have manifested in their lives now, with ease and grace, ebb and flow, most effortlessly and elegantly. So it is, and so it is, and so it is. All right. Let's rock. Overall energy. Hope y'all can hear me. Hope the acoustics is all right. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can. You guys see? Oh. Okay, I'm trying to make sure y'all can see up in this piece. Guys, it's a mixed bag. Okay. Could we get the overall energy of what's good and the collectives? Like, oh God, I need to fix my nails. Can y'all see this? Oh my gosh, I need help. What's good in the collective lives? They broke. 3 nails are broke. What's good in the collective's lives right now? What y'all want them to focus on right now? Light team, please and thank you. See, it's been coming out easier since I've shifted into this kind of energy. Okay. It says here, be yourself even if you're crazy. Be yourself even if you're crazy. Stop worrying about normal as nothing as people judging your cool, weird ass. Yeah. Okay. So what's good about some of you collective right now is that you are okay with who you are. Okay. You're okay with being your normal weird self. You have come finally to a place of self acceptance. And though it may sound simple, it's not quite as easy as it sounds. And those of you that have gotten here, you know that it's not that simple. Because once upon a time, it was a challenge for you too. Once upon a time, you were trying to fit the status quo, you were trying to fit the mold, you're trying to live up to and be the expectations of society, cultures, religions, or family, or one thing and another. And you probably spent the majority of your life trying to squeeze yourself there. And what they're wanting you to celebrate and to remember is a good thing about you right now is you don't care. You finally freed yourself from that. You're not perfect. You don't think you have it all figured out. You don't think you have the answers to all things. But one thing you have come to know and become okay with is being comfortable with being you. Whatever that is for you, whatever it is you believe, whatever it is your flavor, whatever it is, your quirks, your, idiosyncrasies, your eccentricity, and all of that. And most folks spend their lives trying to scope themselves into what is expected. Okay, so it's like a resistance to one's own self. So, bravo. Okay, you're all right with being yourself. You don't care if people are judging you anymore, okay? Because it says be yourself even if you're crazy. So you don't care if people call you crazy no more, because crazy is as crazy does. You may laugh to yourself and go, well, I ain't the one stalking motherfuckers, so who's crazy? You know what I'm saying? Like, you may have your own even unique ways to even humor yourself about how people call themselves judging you. Okay. How they call themselves calling you crazy or not normal or judgy. So it says here, stop worrying about normal ass, nothing ass people. Judging your cool, weird ass, because some people are just simply living life humdrum, mundane, just trying to fit in. American dream, white picket fence. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but some of them aren't happy truly. And then they judge everyone else that's not as miserable as them. They judge everyone else that no longer wants to be in that energy, that has decided to free themselves and not care about what people got to say about it. Okay. That's beautiful. So when you feel bothered by the people that you're going to be around because you're still in the matrix, and you can sense their pretension, you can sense their snobby, judgy remarks, and I'm taking this for me. And this is whether this is just normal everyday folks, people you work with, people you go to school with, because you do have people that your energy triggers them. And when, from the subconscious level, and when this happens, you're going to get some response. They're going to be, trying to make sly remarks and going to be, one thing and another, because they think they have it all figured out. Okay. They could have gained a level of accomplishment according to the 3D world. They could have a level of success, and, they can be really pretentious and pious or whatever. And you're just being you. And then they get in your energy and your presence. And because of your authenticity and your ascension, that is a trigger. And so they're not comfortable within themselves. And so your comfortableness provokes their uncomfortableness. And then here comes the snarly remark, the off the cuff, on the side, under the hand, all the slick ways people try to do it, right? So your guides are trying to remind you, okay, this is going to be a part of life, but you don't have to allow it to bother you anymore. Actually, you can take delight and even laugh, because it's like you don't have to react, because that it's coming from them. It's something going on within them, right? And go, I don't even care. At the end of the day, I don't care. And that's where you guys are. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. It says here, there will be None of that today. Anytime you feel yourself worrying about any of those asses, remember who you got to wake up to every morning. You. Baby, it's you. Your job is to make sure you're good on your own terms. Check in with what you really care about, and then make sure that you're living up to that, not what all those asses out there might be thinking. So I feel like, because we all need reminders from time to time, right, collective? That we're human. So from time to time, when you feel like, you're getting a little bit in that energy, you're dealing with some asshole, or you feel some toxic karmic projected energy, or, whatever, try to pull that back and remind yourself, like, look, I'm okay with who I am. Only respond to the degree in which you have to. I mean, you know what your situations are, but non-reactive emotionally. That came out in the TikTok reading earlier, where the collective had mastered, or was being reminded to remember, they don't have to feel everything, because often is what other people are experiencing and thinking that is being projected on you. They don't like you, they're agitated, they're irritated, they're frustrated, they're, whatever, and they're projecting it so that you can get in that energy right along with them. And we all fall short in this area, divine feminine and masculine, because again, you could be battle worn, tired, have a lot on your plate, still recovering, even though you have upgraded. So remind yourself next time you find that those types of situations, like, say whatever is needed in whatever type of exchange that is, if necessary, but neutralize out. You don't have to feel what they feel. You don't have to think what they think. You don't even have to engage fully if you don't want to. You can shut it down. Okay. And that's you owning your energy and owning your right to decide how much you want to engage. How much do you want to allow something? Okay. And it does take us time, but this will help you to not feel so bothered. I've been saying it a lot lately, because no matter what kind of path we're on here, this ascension, this healing, this yada, yada, okay, it doesn't matter as long as we're going to be on earth. And anything shy of being somewhere in the Himalayas in some type of a monastery location here, shut down entirely. Okay, anything shy of that, we're going to be engaging and seeing low vibratory beings, those that are asleep, those that are not awake, and those that chakras are offline and all fucked up. Okay. And if you're an ascended person, your awakening energy is an activator, and not everybody responds lovingly to that activation frequency. That's just natural with who you are. It causes people to get all in the thither because they see things in you that they don't see in themselves. And it gets them in that huffy, peacocky, that energy. Who do they think they are? And, they may not say it, but it gets them all in a thither, and they start trying to one up you secretly, and they start trying to secretly and silently compete and compare themselves to you. And that is a clear indication that someone is not healed and someone is not awakened, even if they're calling themselves awakened. Okay. Because if that's what's driving them, then they're not all that awakened and healed, or they're not practicing and maintaining themselves to remember that if something is triggering them, it's supposed to be a pointer, a thermostat for them to realize, okay, why am I bothered because somebody else is happy? Why am I bothered? Those types of questions. Why am I bothered that somebody else has gained a following? Why am I bothered? Do they not have a right? Because if I'm doing the same thing, I'm expecting the same thing. So why am I bothered? Why do I feel like I should be privileged or ahead of somebody because of some conditioning? Oh, because I was in it longer. That means nothing. We're all here for different reasons and different seasons. And it's more about questioning, have you done the work? Are you in alignment with your own soul? Everybody's soul blueprints is different. And so that mindset comes with healing. And you feel less and less need to sit up and watch or look and stalk and whatever at other people and get in some kind of stank way. Instead of doing all that, do your journey, because nothing can stop nobody. When we decide to surrender to source and our path versus just trying to mimic and copycat everything, then we'll find how when we get in our groove properly with our soul, it works out for you accordingly. And it's all beautiful. Okay. It's all beautiful. It's all okay. So this is beautiful energy, divine feminine or masculine. Okay. This is something that you have going for you. It's something that is good. It's something that you're reminded to do. Okay. I was guided, just like earlier, to keep it short in a sense of this is not a full spread. This is more oracle based. Just to remind you guys of energies that you have, not that you're hoping for, not that you're waiting for, not what you're in a process of. They're trying to bring you back to the energies that you've managed to master. Okay. Laser beam, the F word. Okay. I have laser beam and the, let me turn it off because it's too much glare. Is that better? I have laser beam and the F word. So I feel like you guys have forgiven. With this 3 energy over here, we have a lot of 3 energy. I have 30 and 39. So I feel like you guys have mastered forgiveness. It's something that you've been practicing. It's something that, you had to do even in order to get to the acceleration that you did, the ascension, the new beginnings, and all of these things. Okay. And I feel like with that F word, they're reminding you to forgive, but I also feel like just reminding you to have fun. Reminding you to forgive because understanding that people are asleep, understanding that they are not well, understanding whatever it is that really caused people to conduct in very low vibratory toxic ways. It's not an excuse. It's not excusing it away. It's not implying that you should become their new best friend, but it's simply just knowing, like, kind of what Jesus said on the cross kind of energy, forgive them for they know not. You know what I'm saying? What they do. And that's truth. People who conduct in toxic ways, hanging you at the cross or whatever version of that, they know not what they do. Some of them do know, but they're blinded to the core of what's driving it. They know, but they have excused, justified in their disillusionments as to why they're doing it in some cases. Okay. So, it's like forgive them and then have fun. Just have some laser beam focus. Continue to set intention. You are extremely focused. Okay. Obviously, you're extremely focused. You're focused on forgiving yourself. You're you're focused on having fun. You're focusing on forgiving others. And they're reminding you to, when you feel like you're getting off kilter, gently guide yourself back there. Okay. Because you can choose. And when you feel like you're a grumpy person, got an owie, just forgive yourself, okay? You're human and you bleed red. And if you've had people constantly attacking you, don't beat up yourself because you have an emotional response or you got a little bit shook or off track, because rightly so. Any of us that's still human and bleed red, at some point you get aggravated and you do get tired of people bothering you. When you know that you're minding your own business and you're on your own path, you get sick of people trying to project their beliefs, project their perception, project their fucked up energy or whatever the hell onto you. And you could, sometime have a response and they're saying, it's okay, just forgive yourself. Some of you know how to do that and then move on. Shift your energy back to the fun and back to the goodness in this now. Yeah. You guys have an interesting way of seeing the world. You're looking at your pain that you've gone through here with God and Aoi. Everything is beautiful here. The challenges, the pain, the struggle, the wounds, and the assaults. Many of you have this beautiful ability to see it as something beautiful after having come through it. You're seeing the beauty. You're seeing the silver lining, right? And that's really something to be grateful for and something to remember, that everything somehow serves. We don't always like it. It's not always ideal. We wouldn't have chosen it. You know, in the 3D, we wouldn't choose it. Nobody wants to choose, you know, toxicity. Yeah. They're reminding you guys that the cycles have ended here. We have 10 energy, we have 11. So what's good is that you no longer have to look over your shoulders over your shoulder here with this Aoi energy, because those cycles have ended with the 11 energy, the new beginnings. You guys know that source, your guides, your higher self is backing you. Okay, that the past is over. The pain of the past is over. Okay, the need to constantly be in survival mode and looking over your shoulders because you got stalkers here and you got crazies over there and psychotics over here. Okay, people who got an owie, basically. You guys have gotten away from people who got an owie that caused you to feel like you had to live like looking over your shoulder because people were sick. Okay, so for the most part, many of you are out of that, and they're asking you to remember. Okay, you're gone. You're on another timeline. You moved on. You uprooted your life. You've begun again, and you don't have to live in that energy anymore. Okay, and for whatever you're currently walking through, your guides are covering you. Okay, yeah, because you hit the jackpot. Some of you guys have hit the jackpot. Your pain catapulted your jackpot. Wow. Your pain catapulted your jackpot. Yeah. There's that 11 energy. Bring it. You're ready. You're in position. Okay. You can handle anything. And they're reminding you how strong you are. With that bring it, you can handle anything. Okay. Look it. Here it is. The universe is saying, I got your back. Okay. All right. You know, this is what's good about you. You know, you're saying bring it, because you know that the universe is going to bring shit to balance for you with this 6 energy, with this new beginning. You've got your new beginning here. Okay. So you're saying, fuck it, bring it, because the universe, and some of you guys got people. As you moved your whole energy and shifted to another timeline, some of you guys got people who got your back, man. People, literal people in the 3D, people who got your back, on top of your spirit guides, on top of the universe. Okay. Yeah. What else we got here, team? That's good. Again, this came out 3 energy. This came out for the TikTok. Abracadabra. Okay. You guys are manifestors here. You're in that magician energy and you know it. You're empowered. You're manifesting at will here. Okay. You know how to manifest out of any nasty knot. You've manifested yourself out of nasty knots that people wanted you to be tied up in with them. Okay. Beautiful energy. This is what's good, collective. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to stop here with that. Let's go to this one and then we're done. Okay. Oh shit. Did y'all see how the screen did? That's crazy. So this is weird. Okay, check. There's this weird thing that happens on one of my phone devices when I go on TikTok live with the lens. No matter how much I cleanse it and all of that, where it looks like a heart throbbing beat, it keeps going like this. I'll wipe it, it'll stop for a minute. The screen is not moving, the phone isn't shaking. It's just like it seems like a lens issue. And just a moment ago, as I was looking at my MacBook, because I can see what you all see as I'm looking at um, the MacBook, and this is a totally different, it's um, a podcast camera that's connected to the MacBook. And I just saw on the screen it did that same thing. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I wonder if that's my confirmation on some things. Look, you guys have managed perfect timing here. Okay. Things happened just as they should have for you, divine feminine, divine masculine. Things happened as they should have and when they should have. You guys shifted, you made some decisions, you manifested yourself into new realities right on time. Okay. And they're trying to remind you about that when you're feeling aggravated or pulled in, that remember that perfect timing is going to always be at play for you in terms of shifting things, about your life or whatever it is that you're experiencing. Okay. You mastered that, aligned with it. Okay. Let's get something about I got your back. Ask your angels. Yeah. You guys are close with angelics. I got your back. For divine feminine, divine masculine, the good stuff. Looking for a sign. Okay. What's good is you guys are paying attention, okay, to the universe. You're paying attention to the signs. You know that the universe, your spirit guides, or some people are supporting you here. It fell over onto the Oracle E, this top card. Yeah. So you guys mastered here and got some balance. You looked for a sign. You told the universe, bring it. You manifested it, to get yourself out of an owie, okay? To heal, to begin again here, okay? Yeah. What about bring it? Bring it. What's good? What about bring it? What's good for the collective? Oops. What about bring it? Bring it. Oh, shit. Okay. Ask for help from others. Yeah, see, I told you, some of you guys were shocked and surprised about the actual help that came in for you, and the universe is reminding you about how you asked the universe for help and you got the help. Okay. So when you feel tempted to get in them, your grumpy grumpersons, like remember how you're connected to this angelics and you asked source and you asked for the help. They said, I got your back. And then they brought it here. As you asked for help, they brought it. So you can have a new beginning here. Okay. Because you followed your intuition, because many of you didn't know how things were going to pan out for you. Okay. You just had to follow your intuition here and trust. You waited, you trusted, and you listened to your intuition. And they're reminding you of that. That's a good thing, because that takes faith. It takes guts, because you just don't know how things are going to unfold. And so that's a good thing. Remember that. Okay. And so that when stuff is coming at you, remember that you can always connect back with your angels and guides the same way. And they're going to always be saying, I got your back. Okay. They're going to always bring in the help you need. And it's going to manifest whatever that is you need. Okay. As you follow your intuition, abracadabra energy here. Okay. It came out with bring it. You listened to your intuition, asked for help. You listen to your intuition. So it was just divinely guided for you guys. And that's something that's good in your life today. Again, bringing you back into the now and bringing you guys back into the goodness that you manifested. Okay. Abracadabra. Okay. Two of them falling over. I got your back. If you believe, communicate clearly. Oh boy. So look it. For abracadabra, we have if you believe, communicate clearly if you believe. So you guys have learned how to trust and speak and communicate what you want and you manifest. It's interesting. Okay. Many of you learned the mastery of communicating clearly to the universe, to your guides. Okay. And for some, in some cases, people, and you manifest it because it's like it says, if you believe. So many of you have learned to believe with this abracadabra. So in the now, that's what you have going on for you, beautiful souls. Okay. Divine feminine, divine masculine. This is what you have going. You've manifested. You learn how to be clear in communication and how to believe in yourself here. Some of you learned how to resolve something here. It says peaceful resolution. Ooh, this is good. So some of you all have mastered how to resolve something peacefully for yourself. Okay. Because in some cases, we all know this, right? That when it's dealing with anything external to you, you don't really have the jurisdiction of how something, an exchange can go. But what I feel like is you guys have learned how to master abracadabra, communicating clearly to believe for a peaceful resolution for your life, for your life. Okay. Not somebody else or something else. You've mastered how to come into speaking clearly to yourself, to the universe, and to believe that you can create a peaceful resolution for your life. Like I said earlier, most of you uprooted your life and you moved away. You were divinely guided without having all of the answers, without having it all figured out, without having everything that you felt like would have been necessary. You waited as long as you could. You followed the intuition. Okay. And the universe brought in help that you didn't see coming as you went, because many of you just did it. And it was as you went. And when you arrived, this is when you were greeted with surprises that you didn't know. Okay. And that's something they want you to remember, beautiful souls, of what happens when you look for a sign, listen to your intuition, ask the universe for help, communicate clearly, and believe how the universe has always had your back. Okay. They always bring you through and they always somehow help you manifest. So whoever is bothering you on any given day, whoever's trying to be a thorn in the flesh or sandpaper people, haters, dark magicians, dark warlocks, dark spiritualists, dark clergy, dark religious folks, or just folks that just don't like you, competitors in the field, those that are not healed, those that are not awakened, however you want to equate it. You don't have to be overtaken by their opinions. You don't have to be overtaken at their attempts to take jabs at you, their mockery of you, whatever, because that cycle, that wheel is constantly spinning. So all that stuff is going to spin around, continues to spin. So they'll receive that energy. Okay. As you choose to not allow yourself to get sucked in the wormhole and own your power, you're going to start to see how less and less these things, these people, or this external energy can affect you, right? Now, and as I was saying earlier on the TikTok, the more you take care of yourself as well, I was guided to talk about the body a little bit on that portal, the simple little things we can do to help our bodies, especially if it's been a very long, dreary journey, okay, to help your body to recover because it accelerates the mood. And when that is accelerated or balanced out, you're not as reactive. It's one of the components, right? Yoga, union, mind, body, soul, the connection. Ascended masters, right? Three energy. So you may not be able to go out there and get all of the, tons of pounds and pounds of vegetables. I like Ralph Smart, and I do believe in that 7-day vegan challenge that he offers, but not everybody feels called to the vegan life. So I just want to say I don't want anyone to feel bad because you still got to follow your soul's resonance at the end of the day and what you're able to and medically able to. You have to always incorporate all those things. But the more good we can put in, okay, starting with what can you put in, the good we can put in starts to empower us to release what we need to release. You see what I'm saying? It's hard to do it when there's no good in there, right? So whether that be, I talked about smoothies, if you have a fast life, I've talked about unique ways of being able to incorporate the greens, unique ways of being able to clear your energy with like the sea salts, the Epsom salts, the essential oils, the little tips and tricks, how you can do it regularly without it needing to be a big thing to help dissipate and transmute what we're constantly around. We're engaging all the time. There's constant energetic exchanges. You're going to the store. If you have a business, you're working with people in the neighborhood so there's a lot. So to keep it maintenance, to keep that, somebody's frustrated and you get around them and they have a bad mood and they're just grumpy grumperson and they're, annoyed or, they look at you because it's funny how humans are. They can look at you and presume that you don't have a worry or a care in the world, right? But what's ironic is most people don't know how folks, if that is their position, it's because of their mentality. It's because of whatever their practices are. It's their connection to their higher self. It's their dharma. It's their life's choices. It's not that they don't have like everyone else versions, right? But some folks haven't gotten that when you are manifesting from the lower, when you have chosen in your free will to create a life for yourself based on fear and ego, it's going to automatically come with more stress. It's automatically going to be a little bit more hard because it's the thriving energy. Okay, it's the survivalist energy. And you can, and people manifest that way, but they're usually pissed when they look at somebody else and that they feel and perceive that they haven't worked as hard or has as long, and they have no idea because those individuals probably have to sacrifice being frivolous. They probably have to sacrifice, ripping and running in the street and partying and gambling and drinking and drugging. And they probably have to sacrifice people, connections. They probably live behind the scene as a caretaker all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? People don't know. They presume so much. But they'll look at folks and go, well, why do they have this and how that and how come? And every last one of us have the ability to manifest from our heart space, a higher vibration. But it comes with a price like everything else. And I remember telling someone if people would spend as much energy, time, devotion, and dedication to their internal world as they did their external world, if they spent as much energy, time, attention, and focus to their own world in a healthy way, to creating something productive, they would find, first and foremost, it becomes smoother and smoother to co-create with the universe. It starts to have less and less drudgery. And then they'd also find that they don't have to be cutthroat. They don't have to watch someone else's seemingly success or victory and feel some kind of way about it, because the universe is abundant. They don't have to try to figure out ways to diminish someone else so that they can look elevated. That is a lack mentality. That is the fear ego-based grid. The only way I can look important and elevated if I diminish them. That's not true. It's not. It's when you align with your soul. Your soul's journey may not be like the person you hating on. Folks got to realize that we didn't all choose that. Not everybody's into this. And it's not neither better than or less than. Do you understand that? When we can grab that, we feel freer. I promise you, divine souls. When we can truly grab it, and I just quote it and say it and mimic it and appear to be that way for folks. When we can truly grab it, then we start to feel better inside. We feel less and less threatened. Less and less threatened by someone else. Less and less threatened by what someone else is doing. Less and less threatened by what somebody else got. Less and less threatened by how somebody else looked. Less and less threatened by somebody else getting attention. Less and less threatened when we can manage this, because we then know that the universe is abundant. And first and foremost, you're going to co-create from your place. This is where your happiness, I can promise you this. Your happiness comes connected to that. It doesn't come connected to trying to be Bloomy. It doesn't come connected to trying to be, there it is, ding dong. It does not come from that. You're not going to find it. You know why? You're not Bloomy. It's not that Bloomy's better than or less, but you're not Bloomy. Your true soul's fulfillment is not going to come with looking at someone, trying to do what they do, and then worse yet, for some of you, calling yourself, trying to do it better, because you won't. Not that you don't have skill. You would end up not being happy. It won't feel the same. It won't have the same effect. And it's not because of, oh, how come? That ain't your soul's get down. Your soul could have been like, whoop, I came this time and shit. You know what I'm saying? I came to heal and awaken, but I came, I'm going to be an artist of sorts. I came here to make beautiful paintings, or I came here to, and why does that have to be less? See, isn't it funny how perception is? The conditioning. Why does that have to be looked at as less than? Who said that? Who told you that? That the chef at a gourmet restaurant, okay, that's just back there humming and cooking and chopping up stuff is not as, valuable or important as someone on platforms or famous. That's not true, guys. It's not. But some of us did our DNA. Some of us, the soul carnated, it's a purpose connected to it. It was for some of us, for things to go globally. It has nothing to do with so you can look, whoa, that's the ego aspect of who we are. That's not the point of it. That's not the purpose. See, we got to start being willing to dig deeper and see, okay, but why do I want that? There's nothing wrong with it, but check, why? Why do I feel so adamant about feeling like I want to be famous, or I want to be seen, and I want to have, like, why do I feel adamant about it? What's really driving it? then asking yourselves the question of, was it always there, or was it there when you looked at so and so? Because before that, were you even thinking about that? You see where I'm going? When we can get there, we'll find ourselves, I promise you, getting freer and freer and freer. Because if you can align to your soul's journey and path and blueprint, this is where you find the contentment. This is where, I promise, I promise, I promise. And then, even with anything, the dedication to it, because when it's the soul, there's an automatic um, coding in your system for longevity and for all of the various phases and stages of it, the humble beginnings, all of the you know the rejections, like anybody that has done anything great, just because it's your soul's journey, it doesn't mean that you're not going to be mocked as you're building, as you're perfecting yourself. You're going to always have some doubters, and you're going to always have some haters. Any folks that's ever done anything great, they'll tell you that. If they had stopped because they didn't have 1,000 viewers and followers, or 1,000,000 viewers and followers, I'm just using that as an example. If they had stopped, then, either they were not ready for it, or perhaps it was never really the soul's DNA. Because it comes with a level of built-in diligence, because your soul down to your bone. You see what I'm going with this? Because you chilling. You know what I'm saying? You good with it when you got one view and shit. You like, whoa. And then because you rolling. You know what I'm saying? Until appointed time. Appointed time. Right? Because it ain't all about 1,000 viewers, of a trillion viewers, and a trillion. Because that, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it. That in itself don't mean nothing either. That in and of itself does not mean nada. And all you have to do, beautiful souls, is think about anything else in life. We know people who have success in the 3D and they still twisted and dizzy in the head, don't we? Don't we? Right? Remember, see, we have to connect it. If we're equating every single thing to this 3D, okay, they got 1,000,000 viewers or 1,000,000 followers or 1,000,000 subscribers. I'm not saying that they're automatically bad, so please don't put words in my mouth. But I'm saying that in and of itself does not mean they're healed, they're awakened, that they're all, it does not equate it. It means that they have invested and spent enough time and diligence. And in some cases, you don't know how they got there. We don't know the full story and the full get down of why people got a trillion subscribers, or, you know what I'm saying? So we have to keep all that in mind. You can manifest from low vibration. You sure can. Yeah. You will manifest likeness, though, chances are. And that could also show up in the form of increase of numbers. So I'm speaking more to those of you who may have a platform, but just even if you go general with that, try your best to not be that. See, that's a part of the healing and awakening anyway. It's a part of learning how to align with your soul, because you stop doing that. You get out of that energy. You may have been there, but you learn that, okay, well, at the end of the day, everything is perfect timing. At the end of the day, if I align with my soul and keep surrendering and keep on my own path in the process, the divine timing is always threaded in there. If I do my part with my spirit guides the best I can, if I continue to, if I check my own motives, if I, doing all of the shadow work, integration, whatever you want to call it, that essentially what is for you is for you. And guess what? If it is meant for you, though people may continue to throw shade, that's the nature of the game, especially in the social media arena. Okay? If people continue to do that, it's not going to matter. those that are throwing the shade, those that are doing the smear campaigning, those that are doing the spell work and the evil eye when they look at your video and shit and whatever the hell. Okay? They're going to get that energy back. They cannot essentially stop. And if they're violating certain spiritual laws, they really going to have ass kicking wounds. Okay? But they can't stop what's for you, beautiful souls. Sometimes our delays, or what we think are, I'll put it that way, or what we think is slow development or slow progress or slow results, slow and steady wins the race, man. Sometimes our soul, our higher selves set it up that way to build character. And there's this scripture reference, and it doesn't matter if you're into the organized belief systems, it's just sacred, old, spiritual, biblical text that's valid. Now I'm going to misquote it, so please don't, bear with me here. I'm going to try to pull the gist of what was being said. There was a verse in the scriptures that said something like, it was just right here, that says something about it's either diligence or something about giving a little bit or attaining a little bit to test the character and to develop. And if it comes to me, I'll come back and maybe type it in or whatever. But what the heart of it is that slow and steady, because there it is. Thank you, spirit guys. Because when we're given things sometimes too quick, our character is not always ready. It's not that it ain't for you. It's not that you haven't already created it in your own vortex. But if it was just too instant, though, in some cases we can instant. But if the soul is saying, if your higher self has determined that that wouldn't be good for you, then it's that Knight of Pentacle energy. It's slow and steady development. So ironically enough, when people thought they were slowing you down, back to the scriptures with Joseph and his brothers, he said, well, I know what you meant. I know what you guys did. And I know what your motivation was. But what you meant for that, if you're not comfortable with the phrase God, you can say God, you can say Holy Spirit, source, my higher self, spirit guides. You can say, hey, God, source, creator, meant this for my what? Good. And what is your good? Your development, your stability, to make sure that you get good and rooted and grounded, your development, to get moxie. See, you don't get resilience and moxie by having everything automatically manifested. Boom. I want to be wonderful, and my destiny is this. Boom. It's a rare case where folks can have that. So it was to get a system to train, to cultivate, to develop, to test the heart, to see, for yourself here through all seasons, to strengthen you, momentum, to get you to learn. So when we shift our views, beautiful souls, and this wasn't a part of the plan, so I don't know why I'm really saying all this, but when, the divine feminines and masculines that I'm truly channeling for, most of you guys mastered it. Okay, so it's why. But I guess I'm addressing the others because I am fully aware it's not just divine feminines and divine masculines. So this is for individuals that are on their way to healing. And so when we can kind of grab that, we don't, I promise you, because divines had to go through that. The divines did. Okay. When we really just finally understand that, honey, please, somebody else's something doesn't take away from yours. It doesn't take away from what's for you. A long time ago, I want to say about a year ago, I did a mini on TikTok about trees. And if I can find it, if I uploaded it here to the YouTube, I may come back later and put it in somewhere in the description box. It was like 1 minute long. And basically I was showing you guys two beautiful bushes that was standing side by side. And I said, I wish we could all be like trees. And I gave the analogy about how these two trees were planted in this soil and they were next to each other and they were both trees. And these two particular trees were both the same type of tree, but they were in their position. They were growing, they were flourishing. These two trees were not fighting. One tree wasn't trying to take the leaf off of the other so that they could live. They were just simply being. And even their energy was contributing. Both trees were beautiful, and both trees' energies were contributing to nature, to the earth. And essentially what I was saying is, if we could really hone in truly in our hearts and not just go around saying it, but if we could really truly hone in on that energy, we wouldn't feel the need to fight so much. We wouldn't feel the need to try so hard to make someone else look bad, to try so hard to take from somebody else's tree, to try so hard to chop the other tree down so we can get all the glory. We wouldn't feel less than because the tree next to us is beautiful and vibrant. As long as we stay rooted and grounded in the soil, we'll realize that we are, and that this universe is abundant, and that it serves. And the beauty and acceptance and being able to see and admire and be grateful for that tree next to you will help you to continue to grow instead of you dying with the poison of trying to hurt someone else and take from someone else. So anyway, that's that. That's all. I send y'all love and light. Day 2 of 3 days of positive vibes with Bloomy. The overall energy here is collective, is that you have learned the mastery of accepting yourself, okay? Your weird, different self with all of your quirks, okay? You've learned how to create peaceful resolutions in your life. You've learned how to connect with your guides and ask the universe. You've learned that the universe has got your back, to follow your intuition, communicate clearly, to believe in yourself. So when you're feeling the external energies, when you're feeling a little tired and low, when you're feeling people projecting things, gently remind yourself that. Go take a walk, do some breath work, do some pranic breath, exercises. Go put your feet in some grass, do some mantras, listen to some music, whatever it is that you do to help yourself to shift your energy back to you, to get back into neutral, and to raise your frequency, your vibe back to your natural state, okay? It's time. You guys have shifted. I send you guys love and light, and namaste. What you finna make, dude?